Okay, we're back with another exciting drum video. Been a couple weeks since the last couple I put out. Want to thank everybody. The last couple really took off. You just don't know why some take off and some don't. I put out some videos, they have 50 views. I put out other videos, they have thousands of views. You just don't know why. But the last two I put out had thousands of views. So I really appreciate that. For those folks who are liking the videos, and I hope, most importantly, I hope you're getting some good information out of them, that you're using them in your playing. I mean, that's the point of it, is to take things and sort of make them your own, or maybe an idea that you hadn't thought of, and then incorporating it into your bag of tricks. So that's what we want to do, right? We want to take these ideas and hopefully use them. They don't do. I always tell my students, if you just learn something from a book and you can only play it when the book is open, it doesn't really do you much good. You have to be able to take from the book, make it part of your playing so that you can utilize it when you want it. That's the point. And that's the point of reading, is being able to read things, take the stuff you read, make it part of your playing, including any video that I put out there. Hopefully you take whatever it is that you like about it and then make it part of your playing. Doesn't do you any good if you have to put the video on to watch it to then make it be part of your playing 2 years later. You want to be able to work on it, get it, and then put it into your bag of drum ideas. So hopefully you've been doing that. But again, thanks to everyone who's been watching, because it's been kind of fun replying to all the comments. A lot of people have been liking, like I said, the last couple, and the one John Bonham video continues to do really well, and I always get comments about that. But the last two did really nicely, so I appreciate that. Like and subscribe, and you'll get more videos to watch. So I'm gonna kind of trying to do a bunch in a row here. So this is one of a few that I'm doing today. So if you notice, I got the same hat and shirt on. That's why. It's not that I'm wearing it weeks at a time. It's that I'm actually doing a few videos today. I suppose I could change clothes so it looks like I'm doing them on different days, but I don't think that's really necessary. But anyway, I'm going to be doing some on the electric drums. I'm going to be doing some other ones on the acoustic drums right over there. So you'll get a little taste of both. But today I want to talk about something super important. And I know not everybody, or not everybody who watches the channel or listens to my info, they read. But some of you do. And it's really important as I continue to teach and talk to students. The biggest problem, not only in drumming, by the way, I own a music school, and we have 28 teachers at the music school, and there's almost 500 students a week that come to lessons with us. And when I'm talking to all of the teachers, there's one pretty common thing, whether it's guitar, piano, violin, cello, whatever the instrument, certainly drums, is that students struggle with rhythm, right? They just struggle with rhythm. They understanding the note, the duration of the notes, the subdividing of the notes, to understand how to put them in a measure or put them in a beat of time and know the distance between the notes. It's a common struggle. It has been for as long as I've owned the school, which has been many years. So I've known guitar teachers who actually use the old Ted Reed syncopation book to work with their students with a metronome with rhythm, to just work through the syncopation exercises and rhythmically work through that. So I continue to work on rhythm. I love the Ted Reed syncopation book. My students know. And it's just something that's great to continue to work on time and rhythm. But oftentimes students struggle with sort of dissecting those rhythms and subdividing them up. So there's a great page that I remember way back in the day when I was in school over at Musicians Institute, and there was a certain page that was a very simple page, and it just broke down all these rhythmic variations in one bar of time. Okay, so it was just note values. It was just the subdividing of one bar of time into building increments of time. So it started off with 2 half notes, and then it went into half note triplets, which is 3 notes in 1 bar of time. Then it went into straight quarter notes, 4 notes in 1 bar of time. Then it went into quarter note triplets, 6 notes in 1 bar of time, eighth notes, 8 notes in 1 bar of time, eighth note triplets, 12 notes, 16th notes, 16 notes, 16th notes triplets, 24 notes, and then 32nd notes, which are 32 notes in 1 bar of time. And it was this building exercise. And I used to use this warming up before gigs and all kinds of things. I would just work on these progression of notes, starting from 2 notes in the bar to 32 notes in the bar. And I put my metronome on, and I thought, hey, this is a good exercise. This is a sheet that I give to all my students, and to understand the note values and understand the difference in the duration of notes. And it's just nice because it builds, right? It builds from 2 to 3 to 4 to 6 to 8 to 12, and you're just building. And it seems like some students confuse speed with the time speeding up, but that's really not the case. We're just adding more notes to the measure, so we have to speed up to fit all the notes in, but the time is the same. So that's a common problem with younger students, that they confuse faster notes like 30-second notes with tempo change. That's not the case. And I'm not going to totally get into that, but I'm going to go through the sheet with you, and I'll have the sheet up on the screen here. It's a super easy page to fill out yourself, but you can look at it on the screen. And then I encourage you to write it out, to transcribe it, write it out, write the notation, and then play the notes. And it's a great warm-up exercise. And also talk about a couple things: 1, 2, 3, and 4-part counting. Now that might be foreign to a lot of you, but it's just a common way that there's all different ways to count rhythms. And we're going to use all of these ways: 1, 2, 3, and 4-part counting. 1-part counting is simply counting quarter notes: 1, 2, 3, 4. 2-part counting is counting eighth notes: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. 3-part counting would be triplets. I count triplets: 1 ta-ta, 2 ta-ta, 3 ta-ta, 4 ta-ta. Some people may have heard them as 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. That's fine. I also have seen people count it 1 and a, 2 and a, 3 and a, 4 and a. Whatever way you count it is fine. I call that 3-part counting. And then 4-part counting, which are the 16th note countings: 1 and a, 2 and a, 3 and a, 4 and a. And with the 16th note counting, we use that same counting when we're counting 32nd notes. There is not a different counting for 32nd notes. We use 16th notes, and we double them, okay? And I'll be demonstrating that. So when you get all these counting systems in your head, you can use all kinds of counting systems for different things. Obviously, you can use 2-part counting for eighth notes. You can use 1-part counting for eighth note. You can use 4-part counting for 16th notes: 1 and a, 2 and a, 3 and a. You can use 1-part counting, right? With it just going 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 1-part counting, but we're playing 4 16th notes. You can do 2-part counting with 16th notes. You can do 2-part counting with 16th notes by just going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Okay, so you could interchange these counting systems, and back in the day, back at school, we had to do all these different counting systems for all this different stuff. So you got pretty good at it over time. But the main part for this is just to remember to understand the groupings of notes as they're building through the measure, and understand the differences of the note values as we subdivide rhythms up into this one measure, okay? So I'm going to start it with just going through it. And again, we're going to start with half notes. And again, this is all 4/4 time. So with half notes, there's 2 half notes per measure, okay, or per bar, okay? And you put one half note on beat 1, and then the next half note you would play on beat 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's it. There's 2 notes. Then we have half note triplets. And again, this might be a little foreign to you, so I'm doing a little homework up front so that we can get to the page. Half note triplets, you use 3-part counting or eighth note triplets to count half note triplets. So 1 ta-ta, 2 ta-ta, 3 ta-ta, 4 ta-ta. That's how I count the eighth note triplets, okay? 1 ta-ta, 2 ta-ta, 3 ta-ta, 4 ta-ta. Half note triplets would be 1 ta-ta, 2 ta-ta, 3 ta-ta, 4 ta-ta. 1 ta-ta, 2 ta-ta, 3 ta-ta, 4 ta-ta. And then obviously you can subdivide that up with all kinds of things, but we're going straight with just half note triplets, takes up the full bar, and it's counted 1 ta-ta, 2 ta-ta, 3 ta-ta, 4 ta-ta. So the second ta in beat 2 and the last ta in beat 3. 1 ta-ta, 2 ta-ta, 3 ta-ta, 4 ta-ta. So there's your half note triplet. Then we go into quarter notes. So we're doing one part counting. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, like your metronome would be playing. Then we're going to quarter note triplets. Okay, so we're going back to 3-part counting. We're going to count the eighth note triplets, and it's every other triplet in the quarter note. So we're going to play 1 ta-ta, 2 ta-ta, 3 ta-ta, 4 ta-ta. 1 ta-ta, 2 ta-ta, 3 ta-ta, 4 ta-ta. Okay, so that's going to be the part where we're playing the quarter note triplets. Then we go from there to eighth notes. We count eighth notes 2-part counting, which is just 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, then we go into eighth note triplets. We count 3-part counting again. 1 ta-ta, 2 ta-ta, 3 ta-ta, 4 ta-ta. Okay, moving on from there, 16th notes, 4-part counting. 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. Okay, then we move into 16th note triplets. Okay, now we count that a little different. We could do 2-part counting for 16th note triplets, or we can count all of the triplets in a 16th note, which would be in a 16th note triplet form, which would be 1 ta-ta, ant-ta-ta, 2 ta-ta, ant-ta-ta, 3 ta-ta, ant-ta-ta, 4 ta-ta, ant-ta-ta, 1. Okay? We could do 2-part counting for that. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Usually tempo dictates sort of how you're counting it, but either one works, and that's why we want to count rhythms in a lot of different ways, because there are certain advantages to being able to count rhythms differently, especially just 1-part counting or quarter note counting with different things. Very important to know how to count different rhythms with the different counting systems. Okay, all right, so then we have 32nd notes, which are going to be counted as 4-part counting with just 16th notes. So we're going to be counting every 2 32nd notes equals 1 16th note of verbiage or counting. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and. And a real easy way to do this, I usually double my 32nd notes because usually the tempo warrants for me to double them. But an easy way to do it is your right hand, think of your right hand as playing the 16th notes. 1 E and 2 E and then your left hand fills in, right? So if it's 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1. So there's your 32nd notes. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 and 4 E and 1 E and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So there's a little bit of an idea of how to track your 32nd notes. Your right hand, if you're leading with your right, think of that as the 1 E and of the 4-part counting. Of course, if you play double strokes, 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So it just depends on how you want to count it. So we're going to play the whole exercise now. We're going to start it off with the half notes, half note triplets, quarter notes triplets, eighth notes triplets, 16th notes, 16th note triplets, and then 32nd notes. And we're just going to go down the page. A great warm-up, getting used to all these rhythmic variations within 1 bar of time. Okay, we're going to put our metronome on, and I'm going to probably count them in the different the different counting systems, the different counting. So the 4-part, 3-part, 2-part, 1-part counting. Okay. Any questions? Oh wait, we're not doing this live. Sorry, I can't take questions live, but I'm happy to take questions via the YouTube channel. So don't forget to like and subscribe and leave questions. But it's really an important thing to be able to count. Like I said, over the years, this is not a problem just for drummers. Being able to stay in time and understand rhythm is hard for everybody. Every instrument struggles with rhythm. It's like I said, it's a common problem. If I had any of the other teachers from the school here, they would tell you rhythm, 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 difficult. Obviously, there's other difficulties too, but rhythm, people struggle with rhythm. So work on your rhythm, work on your counting. So important to count. How many times do my students leave my studio with count, big letters on top of the page, whatever they're working on? So count. Even if you're just playing, sort of count. There is a time where you don't want to count, you don't want to sound like a metronome and you want to groove more. I get all that. But when you're learning things and understanding rhythm, counting keeps you in time, keeps you so you know where you're at. Okay. Let's go through this cool exercise of in 4/4, 1-bar exercises of adding. We're adding notes to each measure. Okay, so we're going to put the metronome on. Hopefully we can hear that. Okay, and we're going to start it off. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll do it again. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, I played 16-note triplets twice there. So we'll take it from the triplet part. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And I got a little off time. We're going to do that again. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay, that was a little better. So I did double strokes at the end there instead of doing single strokes. So 1 to 2. So you want to get used to all these different variations and kind of work on them, okay? Okay, what's going on over here? I think my other camera here is sagging or something. All right, so there you go. So work on this, and hopefully you can kind of dig into this and work on each section. You know, you don't have to work on the whole page. You can work on like sections, like you can just start off with the 8th note triplets. 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 3, 4. And you could just sort of work it out from there and then go up to the top. So, but the idea is to build on this, get a really firm foundation. A really firm foundation of rhythm. And then as you're doing fills and you're working around the drums and you're taking these rhythms, you can just sort of slide them in and feel the difference of adding notes, subtracting notes. And you can even go through this whole list on the toms and work on it almost like a fill exercise and move them around, which is kind of fun. So there's all different ways to do it. So practice, practice, practice. And we got a lot more videos coming out, but this one is a really important one. And again, counting and understanding your time and understanding all the rhythmic variations. And again, there's not that many notes on this page, right? There's quarter notes, there's eighth notes, 16th notes, and then the triplet variations, half notes. So it's not really that much. For those of you who are a little rusty with your reading or haven't taken the time, this is a great page to make you understand when you want to do something different or change a fill, and you can just add these notes and these rhythmic variations and come up with a lot of different parts that if you don't know how to play them, it's very difficult by accident to just sort of play something and then remember what you did. But if you know, you have a concept of, oh, I feel like this fill should accelerate or something. Okay, well then maybe I'm going to go from 16th note triplets to 32nd notes, or from 8th note triplets to 16th notes. Or I want to slow it down. Maybe I'm going into a halftime pattern and I start off the fill doing 16th notes and I end the fill doing 8th notes doing 16th notes. I end the fill doing 8th note triplets going into a half note groove. That's a great feel change, setting up your half note groove, which I've probably made videos on in the past. So all right, so thanks again for watching, and enjoy this video on counting, reading, and rhythm. Super important. See you next time.